From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBIC, the Primetime Capper. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I hope you are feeling the same. And we are here on another beautiful day. It is May the 4th. I guess what? The 4th be with you. Pretty much. So here we are. And as you guys see the scroll right there as well, too. If you guys are interested in the sports book, I do have a link for you guys to hit. You guys can hit that link anytime you want to when you're looking at one of my dog bets of the day. I actually already put out my dog bet of the day as well too. That's going to be the Tigers today at plus 140. And as we can speak right now, the Tigers did hit back-to-back homers off of their former ace, Justin Verlander. So at the moment, they are up 2-0. And in other games as well, too, we have the Pirates down 2-0 right now, too. And we're already at the bottom of the third inning, and it's really getting bad here in St. Louis right now because St. Louis is down 10-2, and we're in the bottom of the third inning. Let me see if anybody significant hit a homer or anything like that. But what an inning for the Angels, because the Angels actually opened up with a 4-run second inning, and then they came back around and had a 6-run eighth. They had a 6-run third inning. So pretty much the Angels are balling out today. Good, nice little home run hit by it's just a lot going on. Rengifo hit a home run today, so that was pretty good for them as well too. So just running down some scores for you guys, and then it's 2-0 in the Orioles-Royals game right now as we speak. Royals got a good win for clients yesterday on our dog bet, so I was really happy about that. Yesterday, Royals came up big. It was Zach Greinke Day, so you know when it's Zach Greinke Day, I got to go ahead and respond the right way to Zach Greinke Day. Because he's their best pitcher. It's that simple. You know what I mean? Zach Greinke's the only guy you can trust on that staff. So here we are. Let's go ahead and jump into the first topic in hand. That's going to be the Celtics even series with a 121-87 blowout of 76ers. What to expect as the series shifts to Philly? Well, Jaylen Brown, of course, the man. I always favor him a little bit more over Tatum. I know it's dark skin, light skin type situation going on over there. I'm just kidding. But, pretty much they always favor Tatum a little bit more. Tatum was the Duke guy. Tatum was the guy that they were able to get when they were still a really good team and everything like that. Even though they got Jaylen Brown when they were still a really good team. Both guys were the third pick in the draft. We had Jaylen Brown scored 25 last night, leading all scorers for the Celtics last night, leading all scorers in the game last night. And it's funny because his team scored 121 points last night, and their lead scorer had 25. But Malcolm Brogdon came off the bench. He had himself a nice 23, so he kind of made up for what Tatum didn't do last night. Tatum was 1 for 7 and had 7 points last night. He kind of struggled, but they still won by almost 40 points without him really contributing. But Jaylen Brown, absolutely incredible last night. 25 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Marcus Smart was big too. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And as usual, Derek White has himself a nice little game there, a nice little percentage game, 5 of 9, 3 of 6 from the 3-point line. He winds up having a pretty damn good game and getting himself 15. And Jason Tatum last night actually had a plus 24 when it came to the plus minus. So that's pretty huge because that was the best one out the group last night. And he had 7 rebounds to 7 points with 3 assists. But he had to do a little bit better last night. But his crew picked him up. It's that simple. He got picked up last night. Grant Williams had a good game off the bench as well, too. But Brogdon's 23 was the difference in this spot last night to really put them over the top. Now, the 76ers struggled. They struggled because Harden, that's a big fall off from Harden getting 45 in the opening game now, and then he got 12, and he was 0 from 6 from the three-point land. Joel Embiid on his first night back after being named the MVP and being out for the last few games. He goes ahead and he gets 15 points last night. I think Embiid could have sat out last night, to be honest with you. I think he honestly could have sat out last night because the Sixers had already won game one, and we knew that the Celtics were going to bring the boom in game two. So, yeah, that's good that he got out there to get some time in. But I think, though, you should have just waited for him to get to Philly so then you could have all that momentum and all that stuff, and then he can kind of play through the situation. I think that he was forcing it a bit too much last night, and that's what happened. But he only shot 9 shots last night as well, too. So there wasn't much last night when it came to the Sixers. The Sixers didn't have anybody overshooting anything like that. They just got shut down. It's that simple. They just got shut down last night. When you look at the numbers, they had 11 turnovers to the 6 of the Celtics. That's not a big discrepancy of why you got blown out. But I can really see where the game got a little out of hand because, they only went 31 for 79 compared to 43 of 92 for Boston. Boston hit 20 out of 51 threes last night, and the Sixers hit 6 out of 30 last night. So there goes a big difference in the game in itself. And then they also got out-rebounded last night, and it was 2-1 on assists last night as well, too, for the Celtics. So the Celtics take care of their business against their arch rival, the Philadelphia 76ers. We move on to game 3. I expect game 3 on Friday night to be an absolute slugfest, to be honest with you. I'm already looking at a spread now of 1.5 favored to Boston slightly. This probably will get to a pick 'em by the time we get to the tip because now it's about who's coaching and all this good stuff. But I still think that Doc Rivers, we all know that he's a coach that has won championships before in this league, has had a team in the finals in this league. But at the end of the day, is he really that great of a coach? That's the biggest question that we all have. Boston was a great moment because he had 3 Hall of Famers with that situation. Philadelphia, this squad that he has this year with Harden and Embiid might be the closest thing that he has to that group. But the thing is, though, Boston has the better overall team, in my opinion. But this series is going to go long. So we don't know what exactly is going to happen here. But I think Boston's going to seize momentum in this series. I just got that feeling that's what they're going to do. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and we move forward. And let's get into what's going down tonight. And actually, it's just the state of the Lakers. But you guys already know, Lakers Warriors broke a record the other night on TNT. It had 7.4 million viewers last night. That's a record for TNT for a second round weekday game. And that was absolutely incredible. And that was, we all know it was on a Tuesday night as well, too. So, pretty much that's why it's like, well, TNT, this is why they haven't let basketball go. You know what I mean? The one network that's been the constant with the NBA and the NBA playoffs over the last 35 years or so, or possibly 40 years. So big night for TNT. TNT's expecting more big numbers tonight. I expect 10 million people to tune into this game because the game's actually coming on an hour earlier than it did on Tuesday night. So with this game tonight, you have AD coming in as public enemy number 1. AD 30 points, 23 rebounds. The talk of the series, things of that nature. There were some discrepancies that went on in this game. A lot of people felt like the Lakers got some favoritism because the Lakers did shoot about 20 more free throws than the Warriors did. But it was the tell-all of the game because the Warriors were shooting up a lot of threes. The Lakers were in the paint a lot. So that's what's going to happen when you shoot a lot and a team's in the paint a lot. The team that's in the paint a lot is going to get a lot of fouls. The team that shoots a lot of threes isn't going to get a lot of fouls because they're literally not going to the hoop. They're trying to live and die off the three. And that's exactly what beat the Warriors the other night because they hit 21 threes the other night, but they still lost the game by 5. When you hit 21 threes in a game, you usually win by 15, but not last night because this team really did not have what it took to beat the Lakers in a real physical game. I felt like the Warriors were being cheap with the fouls, and then they just did not want to really take it to the Lakers because they couldn't take it to the Lakers because the Lakers got a very good defense. And the Lakers grabbed these 53 rebounds in this game. That was the difference in that spot. Nobody talks about the fact that LeBron and AD got 34 rebounds in total together and scored 52 points in total together. So that's an incredible feat in itself. And they had 9 assists together as well, too. So they really did, and 7 blocks. So they really did direct this team to an absolute victory. But they did log some big minutes in that game as well, too. AD put in 43, LeBron put in 40. I think LeBron will probably get scaled back a little bit on the minutes tonight. You'll probably get some more Hachimura in there tonight as well, too. Hachimura was actually 2 for 2, and he had 2 for 2 from the free throw, but he only got 11 minutes the other night. And that's because the Lakers needed Vanderbilt in the game a little bit more because Vanderbilt was the one that took on the assignment of taking on Steph and kind of putting Steph in check a little bit as well, too. Steph finished with 27, but it was a hard 27 because he went 10 for 24 and he went 6 for 13 from 3. That's really was the tell-all of him actually getting off in that game because when you really look at it, Steph went 1 for 1 on the free throw line, but when you take away his threes, he went 4 of 11 from the field. So he did not do that great the other night. He was missing a lot of shots, and he made a lot of shots. He made a lot of threes. They made, he had 6. Thompson had 6. And then also Jordan Poole, who was getting the brunt of the blame, he had 6 as well, too. And so pretty much those were your 3 top scorers. And I really, truly don't think the Warriors have it in them to do this again because you can't. I don't think they're going to get 3 guys to hit 6 threes. That's like absolutely ridiculous when you think about it in any NBA, in any basketball game, and you didn't win that game. You had 3 guys hit 6 threes and you did not win that game. That just goes to tell you that the Warriors don't have much at the end of the day. They have resume, but as we keep trying to really make people realize, this is not the Warriors team that you've grown accustomed to. This is a team that has won some championships. They're very comfortable in who they are, but then they have guys on the team that weren't around for the beginning of this movie, and they're kind of messing the movie up a little bit. You know what I mean? Because they have their own agenda. They have their own thing that they want to do. And the Warriors are trying to adjust to that right now, and it's tough. And I just truly do think that they may have met their match with the Lakers. I don't want to call things right now. I don't want to call the series because it looks like it's going to be a great series and everything like that. But when you have 3 of your guys hit 6 threes apiece and you don't win the game, and you lose by 5, you lost by 1 or 2, I understand, but you lost by 5. And you were down 14 in the last 5 minutes of the game as well, too. You had to have a little miracle run there as well, too, to even get back into it because you took advantage of a tired Lakers team. The Lakers were dog tired at the end of that game. And I really, truly feel that when it comes down to it, the Warriors' best shot to even be in this series is winning this game tonight. And I know a lot of people have already signed up that the Warriors are going to win this game, but the Warriors really might have shot their load in the first game because how much can you bring tonight? I don't think you're going to get 6 threes from Clay again. I don't think you're going to get 6 threes from Jordan again. You might get it from Curry, but I don't think that you're going to have 2 other guys adding in those 3-pointers. Now, do they get more effort from the rest of their guys like DiVincenzo and Draymond and Kuminga, who didn't really get any playing time the other night? Will Lune keep his rebounding streak going where he's getting these 20-plus boards a game? There's just a lot of questions that you ask with the Warriors tonight. But then with the Lakers, you say they're right on time. They're right in form. They're right where they need to be. And I'm not trying to homer or anything like that. If the Lakers were somewhat in a bad spot, I would honestly say, you know what, it's going to be tough for the Lakers tonight. But the way that the Lakers played so composed on Thursday night, you really don't have that idea that they're going to lose tonight. I know they want them to lose tonight so they can continue a great narrative to a series, but come on, the Lakers beat them 3 out of 4 times, and the last 2 times they played them, they absolutely crushed them. The Lakers really didn't even play any close games with this team. So, like, really, like, there's a big discrepancy between these two teams, and I think that a lot of people have it really mixed up because they're really worried. They're really thinking about who the Warriors were last year. Once again, the Warriors really didn't play anybody to win the NBA final. And Boston imploded. Boston really should have won that final. So it's like, yeah, you've done great. You've won 4 championships. But really, you've taken advantage of very weak situations where teams were hurt, teams were all messed up, and you guys were fortunate enough to get past it. And then the one time where you had it to where everybody was in awe of you, you lost. So, I think that in the real reality of the situation, everybody always talks about, the advantage Curry had over LeBron, but when you really look at it, they're 1-1. This is really their 3rd time really going against each other because you don't have KD here. But LeBron wins this series, they'll be like, he had AD. And that's a sorry ass excuse. Let's keep it real. That's a sorry excuse because Steph still has Clay. Steph still has Draymond. Iggy's old is dirt, but he's still there as well too. And then you have a bevy of draft picks that you guys were able to get when you were sorry for 2 years. And then you got Wiggins. Wiggins is almost an upgrade over what you had with Harrison Barnes and Iguodala offensively. And then you also have Jordan Poole, who got $140 million because they see him as an all-star type player. So, who really has the help at the end of the day? Who really has the help? And so pretty much LeBron wins this one. There is no Curry was ever better than LeBron because it's Curry's team was better than LeBron. Not Curry. His team's better than LeBron. Okay? Because if you put them guys playing one-on-one any day of the week, LeBron beats them 9 out of 10 times. They show you this every time they go one-on-one. Come on, the other night, they didn't even talk about it, but he pinned Steph's shot easily. So, y'all can do what you want, say what you want. It's going to be a great game tonight. I'm not giving the game to the Lakers, but the pressure is on the Warriors. The Lakers won their game. The Lakers won their road game. The Lakers are confident that they're going to be able to sweep at crypto. But just go ahead and let's make this thing really easy on ourselves. Let's beat them again tonight. Let's not even sit up in here and play that game. But knowing LeBron and knowing that he's a nice guy, he's probably going to mess this one up tonight. But I still like the plus 225 on the Lakers tonight. I think that they do very well. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But that's going to be the state of the Lakers tonight. And I have some more for you guys as we get on to later on with the show. I have Talkin Tickets. I have a bunch of bets laid out for you guys for this game as well too. So let's go ahead and move forward. Talk some local NFL draft talk real quick because we have ourselves some guys that were drafted by the Chargers and the Rams, and pretty much I did not talk about it. That's the whole thing. I was talking about everybody else, top 10, CJ Stroud and Bryce Young and the impacts that they could possibly make on the NFL and all that good stuff. But now I got to jump into what the local teams did. And pretty much I'll start off first talking about the Rams and Stetson Bennett becoming their new backup quarterback / I guess graduate assistant type situation. But does he make the team? That's the biggest question that I have. The guy's, 26 years old, 27. And somebody told me, oh, his age doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. Because when you're 26, 27 years old in college football and you're doing what you do, much love to you as well too, Carlos. Thank you for the love, brother. All I got to go ahead and show that for us. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you so much. Love the show. Hey, love you for tuning in, brother. Make sure that you're sharing the show. You're doing all that great stuff. So pretty much you got Rams drafting Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett is Stetson Bennett is always going to be a guy that's going to be a great college personality because he won 2 national championships with a very dominant team in Georgia. He's from the SEC, all that good stuff. His NFL career is almost like a award for having such a great college career. Let's just keep it real. The guy is not going to do much. The Rams picked him because he has a name, and he cooked in the he absolutely was awesome in the national championship game at SoFi. But his teammates were really awesome that day. His teammates were really awesome that day as well, too. So, I really don't feel like this is going to be anything that makes any type of big deal. It won't make any controversy or anything because they've already brought in somebody to compete with them for the backup job. And I think the Rams really know that they're stuck with the contract that they have with Matt Stafford. It's not that they believe Matt Stafford is going to be a great quarterback moving forward for him. It's just that he's probably the best option that they have compared to the rest of the market. And you're taking a big risk with the guy who is perennially hurt every season now. And pretty much he has very serious injuries. And so you are taking a big shot. But what you do is you give yourself kind of a name so then you can kind of say, okay, well, we got Stetson Bennett. But Stetson Bennett is a guy that won't make a lot of mistakes. That's why he was drafted by McVay. Let's just keep it real. He won't make a lot of mistakes. He won't do anything that's out the realm or anything of that nature. But still, you know what I mean? It's a guy that, if he was a little bit younger, you would get a little bit more excited. But look at his stature. He's 5'11 and a half. He's 192. He doesn't run that quick fast. He really isn't that accurate. And he throws a deep ball, but he doesn't throw receivers open. These guys were very talented that played for Georgia. They're all Sunday guys. So it's the old Gino Torretta, Ken Dorsey effect. You know what I mean? Great college football player. Great college legacy. But it won't equate to anything great in the NFL, in my opinion. But I really do root for guys to do well. I do. But I don't see anything great going on here. You know what I mean? I think that is just a great reward for a great college career. And he'll probably move on to the booth for college football or move on to the coaching booth as an offensive coordinator or quarterbacks coach, something of that nature. But being an NFL Hall of Famer or Pro Bowler or something like that, that's a big-ass long shot right there. Like 100-1 long shot, in my opinion. So it is what it is. And I said what I said, like they like to say, right? So pretty much let's go ahead and move forward and let's jump into our next topic in hand, and that's going to be the Chargers pick. The Chargers rookie Quentin Johnson ready to make an immediate impact with Herbert and Co. He already told Mama that it's going to be, you just go ahead and put in your 2 weeks because I'm about to get the new house and all that good stuff. So he has this expectation that he's going to be a great football player on Sundays. Everybody, and it was funny when I saw it on Twitter, everybody turns into a financial advisor. Well, you need to save some money. You need to do. I think he knows what he needs to do at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I don't think that your opinion is going to really be helpful towards what his actual plans are. But Quentin Johnson is a guy that was brought in by the Chargers simply because they're going to move off of Keenan Allen after this season. They even went ahead and made sure that he had a contract that looked like more like a bonus incentive type of contract. So pretty much he was getting his they turned his contract into what his bonus was, and pretty much giving him the rest of his guaranteed money, but not holding, any liabilities towards him. So pretty much the guy has to perform in preseason, in my opinion. If there's some type of setback or something of that issue, they could possibly say that, you know what, we're moving on. Because Keenan Allen does have a lingering injury that's been kind of bothering him for the last few seasons, and his production has went down. Let's just keep it real. But he's still a commodity in a sense. But Quentin Johnson is seen as the upgrade. So, I know how the Chargers are. The Chargers are not a team that's going to pay you a lot of money. It doesn't even matter that you're a star with their team. They try to figure out what's the best market value for you. And since the Chargers are such like a great location, they might not be the greatest front office, but being in San Diego, being in LA, it does have some charm to it. So guys do like to stick around for that. So pretty much Quentin Johnson is a guy that I feel will be a very good weapon for Herbert as long as they put in the work. That's what they have to do day one, is put in the work. I think Quentin Johnson has to be a guy that goes directly to his quarterback and says, I got you, brother. I got you. We got this. You know what I mean? And I want to learn. I want to do my best. He needs to soak up as much as he can from Mike Williams and from Mike Williams. Also from Josh as well, too. Soak up as much as he can from Keenan Allen. Also talk with why is the running backs slipping my mind right now? But you guys just go ahead and make sure you're soaking up everything for this team at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And I think that's exactly what you have to do. And the Chargers did make a good pick for the future, for moving forward. But I think they should have been really looking at possibly adding a corner or another pass rusher when they got to this pick, because Joey Porter was sitting right there for a lot of these playoff teams and a lot of these teams that have a playoff roster and needed a cornerback. Joey Porter was sitting, Jr. was sitting right there. And it's going to suck if Joey Porter goes to Pittsburgh and does exactly what his dad did for Pittsburgh and be a leader, a captain of that team, and you guys totally overlooked them. But I do understand that sometimes guys fit certain situations, and I don't know if it would have been a perfect fit with the Chargers. But I thought that the Chargers possibly were in the market for looking for a cornerback in the first round, but they went ahead and drafted a wide receiver because I know what they're thinking. They want to get their quarterback as many weapons as possible so they can put him in the best position to win football games. It's that simple. And I think that they know they should have won that game against the Jaguars last year, and that mostly wasn't a defensive lapse. That was more on you not being able to move your offense in the second half because you kind of became stagnant. So when you add in this extra piece, then things can open up a little bit. The biggest problem with the Chargers is that they don't have a dominant tight end anymore. They had so many years of having Gates, it really opened up things for middling receivers, B-class receivers, in my opinion. And then by the time they got Keenan Allen, things got a little different with this team. But now they're a receiver-heavy team, and they got to make sure that they got three potent receivers so then they can really compete with the Kansas Cities of the world and the Buffaloes of the world. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But the Chargers, all in all, I think that they had a much better draft than the Rams did, because the Rams are kind of held hostage right now because of all the deals that they made to become a dream team to win a Super Bowl. So it happens, and that's what they're dealing with right now. They literally have to rebuild the whole team. But the Chargers, on the other hand, they're right where you want to be at as you're moving forward to try to be a very successful team. So pretty much with that, I'm going to go ahead and take our first commercial break. And when I get back, we'll be talking some Dodgers, and then we'll be talking some MLB for today as well, too. So you guys stay tuned. This is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Kappa, and I'll be right back at you.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune in to Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube. All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and jump into a Blue Crew Daily. Dodgers win 10-6 on a Muncy walk-off grand slam to cap epic comeback win for their sixth in a row. The Dodgers are in form. As I said yesterday, the Dodgers are now in regular season form, as I would like to say. Hopefully they can get into postseason form about September this year, but they are back in regular season form. I'm not surprised it turned into the month of May. Now the Dodgers are in full swing, full bloom, because they have figured out who needs to be here and who needs to be back on the farm. And the guys that were hurt, those guys are now on the IR and things like that, recovering. Or they've come back and they are now in place. And I'm over here. I'm kind of mad at the Nationals. Man, the Nationals had a 3-0 lead. They're actually the client's dog bet of the day today. And man, they had a 3-run lead. They gave it up here in the 8th inning. They're going into the 9th now, 3-3. Hopefully their closer can go ahead and kind of keep things together for us and they can get themselves a late win here. But man, that kind of sucks. But Dodgers were awesome yesterday. Great win yesterday. Great team win yesterday. Dodgers' second walk-off as well, too, at the stadium this year. But Muncy hit a 400-foot shot to the right field wall, and that was absolutely tremendous, driving in Will Smith, Freddie Freeman, and Chris Taylor. But the Dodgers, though, what made yesterday so special was the Dodgers actually had to come back from a 5-0 deficit to start the game. So they had their nice young protege pitcher prospect in there in Gavin Stone. Gavin Stone gets welcomed to the MLB in his first 4 innings, giving up 5 runs. But, he didn't give up any home runs, though. He gave up some singles. They were all singles that they scored on him with. There was one double, but he got welcomed to the MLB, and he got welcomed very nicely to the MLB. But he didn't get totally beat down, but it was noticeable. But Mookie Betts got things started yesterday, got himself a nice little RBI, getting David Peralta in there. Then Miguel Vargas cut the lead in half with a 419-foot shot over the center field wall, driving in his fellow rookie James Outman. And then Freddie Freeman was able to get a sac fly that scored Chris Taylor. And then the Dodgers actually took a 6-5 lead with Austin Barnes hitting a 2-run single and the 2 rookies scoring off that as well, too. Then Bryson Stott was able to tie the game back up. Bryce Harper actually had 2 runs yesterday as well, too. And then Max Muncy goes ahead and he finishes the job with an excellent 419-foot shot to end it. And it was a thing of beauty when he hit it. So the Dodgers really have turned it on here. They've winning six in a row. That's huge because the Dodgers hadn't won more than 3 in a row all season. So now, since they've won 6 in a row and they've actually won their last 9 out of 11, the Dodgers are back in right where they need to be. Because, for a moment there, everybody had this idea that, oh my goodness, they might be losing to the Diamondbacks. Now they're a game and a half ahead of the Diamondbacks because we don't settle the season for baseball in April or May or June or July. The season starts getting settled about August, September, when it's time to settle the season. This point in time, you really got 30 days and about 28 games. And then what you do is you try to have a winning record throughout that process. It's that simple. Baseball is not that complicated. You're going to have enough time to lose and you're going to have enough time to win. But you got to just win more consistently than you lose. That's just in anything. So pretty much the Dodgers get the day off today. They're back on the road this weekend. But all they got to do is just take that ride on the 5 and go on down to San Diego and be there for the weekend. And then they actually fly out for a series in Milwaukee, and they'll be there for 3 days. And then they come right back to the Ravine on Friday for another 6-game set, which will probably be their toughest 6-game set of the season period, because it's going to be the Padres and the Twins back-to-back. So it should be good. We should be having a lot of fun this week, but the Dodgers get the day off today, much deserved, and they got themselves a great victory last night. And hey, just keep on pushing and keep the momentum going. And you already know it's going to be a big weekend down in San Diego. And let me see if this is actually going to be a Sunday night game as well too. No, it's not going to be a Sunday night game. I'm surprised the Dodgers haven't had one Sunday night game yet. What's going on? What is the problem, ESPN? So because I've seen that they've given the Rangers 2 of them. The Dodgers, had the best record in baseball last year. They haven't had one. All right, so let's go ahead, move forward, get into our MLB afternoon, because it's actually an afternoon situation today. So pretty much up first, we have ourselves the Mariners and the A's last night. I had the premium on the over, and what happened was that we had a game where they didn't have much scoring going on. And then that 8th inning came, and then in the 10th inning, it was 2-2. And then in the 10th inning, the Mariners did us the greatest favor of all, and they scored 5 runs. So they wound up winning the game 7-2. And sometimes when you see over that might not hit, sometimes you might need to get that extra inning, so then it will hit. So pretty much that's what happened last night. Now today, you got Kirby on the mound for the A's. I mean, not for the A's, but for the Mariners. The way he's been pitching, though, you would think he was on the A's. And then you have on the A side for pitching today, you're going to have Drew Rucinski. Rucinski is actually, this is his second start of the season. He got absolutely banged up by Cincinnati. He gave up 5 runs that day, 11 hits as well, only struck out 1. He did this in 5 2/3 inning. Then you have George Kirby, who's 2-2 on the season. He's actually gotten his ERA back together, because the first game he pitched of the year, he absolutely got crushed by the Angels, but then he came back around and he's had 4 really good starts since that point, especially in his last start against Philadelphia, where he struck out 7 and only gave up 1 run over 4 hits and only walked 1 as well too. So Kirby is actually pitching some pretty good ball right now for this Mariners team. So when I look at my group and see how I put this game together, Rucinski did get banged up the last time he came out, but that was his first start. He was a little nervous. I think that in the second start, they'll make things a little bit easier on him. I know that he's a guy that's been in the MLB for a while, but that was his first start of the season as well too. So they're bringing him right back. So I think that this could work. This could help. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But I like the A's today with the +1.5. I just think that they're going to be under bet today, because you know how bad they are. Come on, they're 6-25. And I'm telling you right now, this team is on the verge of losing 110 games or better. Seriously, like nothing says the A's are going to be good at all, but the A's will have moments where they make you some money, where they'll be a +250 dog and win by 4 runs. We've already done that this season as well too. Orioles game. So, when they play against teams that are basement dwellers as well too, you don't fade them. You actually play with them. So we'll see how it goes. And when they play the top teams as well too. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so pretty much let's move forward. Let's jump into our next game. That's going to be this one right here. It's going to be the Braves and the Marlins. The Braves and the Marlins. This should be a good one as well. Braves, Marlins. This is all about pitching today. We have really good pitchers going on both sides today. You got Dylan Dodd, who's kind of going through the motions a little bit. He got absolutely crushed up by the Padres. No surprise there. They scored 7 runs on him in that game. He pitched 4 innings that day as well. He struck out 3. But he did very well against St. Louis, where he struck out 3 and only gave up 1 run. So it's to tell it two stories, you know what I mean? Because the guy was having some little issues with his arm when they played against the Padres. Now he's been brought back up. He's a rookie. So today he gets to start because it's an early start. It's an early day. So pretty much they're trying to see what he has. You have Jesus Luzardo, who's actually pitched very well this season. Jesus had a really good game last time out. He gave up 5 hits, but he struck out 6 and only gave up 2 runs as well too. And that was actually one of his better starts in the last 3 starts that he had. So I think that tonight this is a game that really presents some equal betting, and it shows equal betting, -110 on each side. So I truly do like the under 8.5. I feel like this is going to be a quick game, and it comes down to approximately 2-1 or 3-2 or something of that nature, or 1-0. I don't know. Just make sure the game doesn't get past 8 runs. That's all I ask for. So pretty much there it is. There it is. Let's go ahead and move forward. Let's talk about the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. This is a very good matchup because you have a Blue Jays team that's 18-13. You have a Red Sox team that's 18-14. Both these teams are looking towards really being able to, catch the Rays, because I'm looking at the standings right now, and once again, nothing but winning records in the AL East. And craziest thing about this is Pop, what he's talking about when he talks about this baseball thing, because right now Baltimore is the second place team in the East and second place team in the AL. They're 20-10. The Yankees sitting over here at 17-15 in last place. And Boston's right ahead of them, 18-14 in fourth place. And then Toronto's 18-13. We kind of didn't expect that, did we? But it's still wide open. But the Yankees are 8.5 games out of first place. And so that's kind of a rare sight to see. But we know the Yankees are good for having a nice little win streak coming along soon as well. But all in all, when you look at this game tonight, you got Gausman on the mound for the Blue Jays. He's their best pitcher right now this season. Red Sox got Bello. Bello's kind of 50-50 in my opinion. I think that when it all is said and done tonight, this is another scoreboard watch in my opinion. And I think that we go take the over here. Gausman's been good. I don't see him as the one giving up a lot of runs in this spot. I don't see him as the one giving up a lot of runs in this spot. But Bello, he's been getting Bello got cooked against the Angels, but he did well against the Indians last time out. He only gave up 1 run, and he struck out 6. So that was possibly his best game of the year. But he runs into a hard-hitting Blue Jays team, and I think that they're going to figure out ways to score on this guy. And I think that the Red Sox will figure out ways to score a little bit on Gausman today as well, too. So I like the over 9 in this spot. So that's where we're going, and let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. And that's going to be our baseball preview for today. And just note, guys, we only have one evening game, which is that Red Sox Blue Jays games. The rest of these games are actually going to be going on all day today, but they won't be here at night. So pretty much with that, we're going to take another quick break. And when I get back, we're going to go ahead and talk those tickets. So stay tuned. This is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper.
Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing. with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash, and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's get into it. It's Talking Tickets. And what do we have first? We have up here first, it's our midday ticket. And I know that we got a game starting in about 7 minutes, but I'll get it out as quick as possible for you guys as well, too. We got the Brewers -1.5 at Colorado today. They're trying to bounce back because Colorado actually won the first 2 games of this series. So, yeah, they want to bounce back today, and they got shut out yesterday. So I expect them to absolutely crush the Rockies today. If they get swept, no big deal. But I do expect them to win this game by 2 or more runs. You can actually play the 2.5 here, and I think that can be hittable for you as well, too. All right, like I said before, I like the A's today. I know it's kind of tricky, but I like the A's with the +1.5, +130. We're getting some good money on them today as well, too. All we need them to do is lose by a run. I think that's fairly possible today. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it checks out. A's +1.5. If you want to be a little froggy, go ahead and take the money line as well, too. We got the Braves, Marlins coming up in about the next hour or so in Miami. So pretty much tonight, I see a pitcher's duel going on in that NL East matchup. So let's go ahead and take that under 8.5 in that spot. And then in our evening game, our one night game, we got the over 9 with the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. I expect some hitting and go on at Fenway. Also, you guys check out that 450-foot shot that Junior hit yesterday. Vladdy Jr. is nuts. I'm telling you, boy, that boy is good. All right, but I don't see his career being long in Toronto. That boy is about to get paid, and I don't know if Toronto is going to be the one paying him, to be honest with you. I think that he quite possibly winds up as a Yankee. I think that he's a Yankee or a Met. And last option, a Dodger, because he lived in California for a little bit because Vlad was on the Angels. So there it is, 15-1 ticket on the MLB PrimeTime PK4 today. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it checks out. Let's go ahead and get into those Laker Warriors game, 2 bets tonight. And yeah, I'm a little Homer J. Simpson tonight. But I wouldn't do this if I didn't believe the Lakers could win this game tonight. I think the Lakers win this game by 10 or better. I think they really shocked the system tonight because I know LeBron, I know AD, I know Coach. They're going to tell the guys like this. That's great. We got game 1 and all that good stuff, and it was a good celebration and everything. But did you see how easy we got game 1? Did you see that we were up 14 points in game 1 and literally we let them come back because we stopped playing defense? If we can get the same effort like that tonight and just stay on their neck, ball game. And I like that a lot more than saying, okay, let's just go with the formful. Let's go with what the media wants to where the Warriors win so we can increase this series and make sure we get 7 games. The way that the Lakers are approaching this situation right now, this could be a sweep. But tonight this is a confidence play. This is not necessarily me saying the Lakers are going to win this game. But this is a big confidence play in the Lakers that they'll win this series. And I think that tonight's game could be the one that breaks the camel's back immediately. Because I don't want if I'm Ham, I don't want to be in a long series with the Warriors. I want to really embarrass them. I want to put them to rest. You know what I mean? If they said that it was over after the Kings series and the Kings didn't finish the job, don't worry, we'll finish them. And that's how I'm feeling it right now, that the Warriors are a wounded duck coming up in here, and the Lakers are not taking the Lakers aren't believing it. So they're going to take all advantage of it. Under 116 first half, I really like that bet a lot. I feel like the shooting is going to be a little down tonight on both sides. The Warriors are not going to be coming out hitting 15 threes in the first half. I don't see any of that happening. I think that they're both going to play some defense. They're going to try to go point for point here, and there's going to be a lot of stagnant play at certain points in the first half. And then the Lakers' first quarter, I just feel like the Lakers set the tone here. They're going to come out a very confident bunch. I feel like the Warriors are going to try to get on some quick run to start the game and try to shoot up 55 three-pointers to get ahead by 15, and I think that's going to work against them. And then I just think that the Warriors are going to be real careful tonight. They're not going to be as reckless as they were in game one. So that may mean that their points come down a little bit as well, too. So I do like the under 116.5 as well. So with that, that's going to be a wrap on our Talking Tickets segment for today. And I want to thank you guys very much for tuning in. You guys are the absolute best. You guys can catch me later on this afternoon after 4 o'clock on Voice America with the great Mike Abadir talking on the Mike Abadir Show, probably getting into these NBA playoffs. I know we're going to be talking Kentucky Derby as well, too. I have Kentucky Derby picks for you guys tomorrow. Superfecta, trifecta, exacta, and our key horse for the race as well, too. And you know I'm only shooting for a horse that has some value. You know, I could pick the favorite and just call it a day because most times the favorite wins the Kentucky Derby. But I got a horse in mind that's going to give us some value tomorrow as well, too. And then I'll have Sweet Science tomorrow as well, too. So you guys be ready for that. Sweet Science, it won't be a part of the PrimeTime Angles, but I'm going to be doing Sweet Science as well, too, tomorrow. You guys can participate in that as well because that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to break down a lot of things in the boxing game right now, break down Canelo's fight over the weekend, and talk about Devin Haney and Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson and all these guys that, you know, move the needle and all that good stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun talking some boxing tomorrow. If I have a guest, great. If it's just me, even better because y'all going to get the real. It doesn't matter. All right, so there it is. There it is. Once again, I thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are the absolute best. Make sure you're sharing and retweeting this show. And you guys see the words going across the screen. You guys can always watch these shows on my YouTube channel. These are always available on my Twitter as well, too. And pretty much you guys can also sign up for Bet Us using my link, and you guys will get some great offers and some great boosts and things of that nature from Bet Us, one of the best sports books in the world. They've been doing this thing for almost 20 years. So pretty much use my code right there that ends in Prime Wave Media, and you guys will be able to actually become a client with me for a month for free as well, too, if you like. So take advantage, but you have to be a first-time deposit, and you have to confirm to me either DM or message me on the Twitter so then I can add you to the list for the PTSI group, okay? So thank you guys so much. I'm done talking, okay? I'm done. I'm wrapping it up, all right? So with that, I thank you guys very much one last time, and as I always like to say, bet with your head, not with your heart. The movement is moving. And this is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.